Hi everyone, welcome back to Money and Machine, where finance meets AI. I'm your host Abiodun Janaku. Today we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic that I'm passionate about: how AI-powered risk intelligence is changing the game of investment readiness and financial governance. Now, I've worked with hundreds of startups in different incubation acceleration programs across Africa innovation ecosystem. There's one thing I've seen over and over again. Many businesses aren't get turned down by investor because they are not promising or financially viable. They get turned down because they are not ready. What if you have an AI tool that can highlight your financial blind spots and get you ready for investment without costing you, or having an AI system that can predict the risks associated with your business or the risk standing between yourself and your next round of funding. Now, let's break it down. What is investment readiness? Is investment readiness all about having a pitch deck that's full of fancy charts and big vision? No, it means data driven clarity from the standpoint of your business model. What problem are you trying to solve? What market are you trying to serve? How do you generate money for your business? How do you acquire paying customer for your business? This is all about your business model. And having that clarity is what investment readiness is all about. Another part of investment readiness is about understanding your numbers. How do you use the financial number of your business to tell the story of your business accurately in terms of your revenue, your burn rate, your runway, your customer acquisition cost, among others? So having that clarity is what um, around your numbers and financial projection is what investment readiness is all about. The third part of investment readiness is understanding the risks associated with your business. And this is what today's episode of Money Machine focuses on. All the risks associated, from operational risks to financial risks to compliance risks to legal risks to market and product risks. All of this is what today's episode focus on. And the last but not the least, investment readiness also look at your growth and distribution strategy. How do you take your product, your innovative solution, to the doorstep of people who are willing to pay for it? Investors think like risk manager. They constantly ask the question, can I invest in this venture? Can I trust this venture? Will they grow? Will they survive? Will they be sustainable and resilient? These are the questions that a lot of investors ask themselves, and they are looking for answer for this question from your funding assets that you share with them, your pitch deck, your financial projection, etc. So this is very, very important topic we are discussing today. Now, if you look at a typical life cycle of a business and the funding stage from pre-seed to seed, Series A, Series B, Series C, and up to IPO, right? There are 5 common reasons why businesses struggle when it comes to investment readiness and financial governance. The first one is unclear and unreliable financial projections in terms of your revenue. Is it context aware? Um, when you pull that into the perspective of the market you are trying to serve, your burn rates, are they realistic? Is your runway wide enough to be able to absorb your financial obligation as much as possible? The second reason why a lot of businesses struggle when it comes to investment readiness and financial governance is unimagined and unclear risks associated with the business. Like I mentioned earlier, risk management is very diverse. You need to look at it from different facets: finance, operation, legal, compliance. As a business owner, are you aware of these risks and what mitigant are you putting in place? Then the third reason why a lot of businesses struggle is unstructured financial governance in terms of the processes, the system, the framework you need to put in place to manage the resources of your organization as much as possible. The fourth area is lack of clarity around your growth strategy. And by growth strategy is how do you intend to improve your market traction? How do you intend to get your product closer to the people that really need it? And the last but not the least, which is the fifth one, is lack of understanding around the key factor that actually drive performance within the organization. So these are very, very important topics that this episode we dive into. Now, a lot of founders are losing ground because they focus more on that pitch deck and that big vision and overlooking the viability of their business. So you do not need more hustle to be successful as a business. You need more intelligence. And this is where AI comes into play. Now, let me introduce you to an AI power predictive tool I have built and deployed specifically to help businesses and tech startups to understand the risks associated with their businesses, and then to then understand the mitigant that needs to be put in place um, to reduce that risk as much as possible. So this app can be used on your mobile phone. Just click on this portion, to use the app on your mobile phone and scan the QR code if you need to use um, it on your mobile phone. Now, how does this predictive system work, right? It sort of use the baseline information of your organization to help you understand your financial blind spot in terms of the four risk area that I've mentioned: finance, operation, compliance, market or product risks. How are you exposed to those kind of risks, and what do you need to do to reduce the impact and the likelihood of those risks? Now, this model does three things. It helps you predict your risks, whether it's high, low, or medium. And when it's low is one, when it's low is zero, when it's medium is one, and if it's very high is two. Right? So baseline information about your organization is categorized into four areas, like I said: financials, your revenue, your burn rate, your cash reserve, and any quantitative information about your business, is categorized under financial information that this predictive system use. The second one is your operation or team information, things around the number of employee you have in your organization. Then more qualitative information, like compliance or legal red flags, like the number of flags that have been raised during an external audit conducted on your business, or perhaps a review that was done on your business. And if no review has been done on your business, you can fill in that field as zero. We will come to how to complete the predictive system shortly. The the other part of your business information that the predictive system use is now your product or market information, like your market traction. That's a very important information. Founder strength is another information that the predictive system use to predict your risk score. And this also help you to get prepared for investment readiness as much as possible, and also improve your financial governance. So in terms of your business information, there are feed for your industry, so you can complete the feed. Let's assume a company operates in the healthcare industry, so you select your revenue. If you know it, then you can put your revenue figure. Let's say your last year revenue is what the predictive system is asking here. So if you are not clear about what the feed is talking about or the context, just click on the question mark. There's a two tips that tells you what each of the variables or features represent. Then you employee count. Let's say you have 5 number of staff in your organization. Your fixed cost in terms of the monthly cost or annual cost to run your day-to-day business operating activity. You can put that if you know the figure. I would say 5K. I will assume 5K US dollar. Variable costs, those are costs directly tied to your cost of services, your project, etc. You put in terms of your product stage. So there are about 5 or 6 categories in here: prototype, MPV, beta, launch, growth, established. So if you only have a prototype, select prototype. If your business has already built a MPV, select MPV there. In terms of your market traction, how quickly or strongly have you connected to the people that can pay for your product? What is your customer or user base? That's what market traction is trying to gauge. The closer to zero, that means poor. As your rating increase, the closer to 100, that means very strong market traction. So I will select 30% in terms of market traction. Cash at bank, that's another quantitative information about your business that the model used to predict your risk. So I would say cash at bank, I would say 10,000 US dollar. So in terms of founder strength as well, that's a combination of the founder experience, their leadership experience as well, and the skill set that your founder have. The closer to zero is poor, has increased to 30, 40, 50, closer to 100 means strong um, um, founder strength. So that is what you have. The audit risk, if you have not done any external audit, you know, you can leave it as zero. So burn rate, you can put your monthly burn rate in there. Your EBITDA, you can put the figure if you know there. If you don't know the figure, just put zero. That's okay as well. Your runway, if you know it. Your funding stage, are you at the stage where you're trying to raise pre-seed funding? Seed, Series A, so you put it in there. Your brand sentiment, if you know that, you just put the right raising. The closer to zero, that's poor. The closer to 100, that's very strong brand sentiment. Customer churn rate, the lower the better, the higher, that's the worst case scenario. In terms of IP ownership, you put the closer to zero, that is poor. That means you don't have control over your intellectual property. The closer to 100, that's a stronger grip on your IP ownership. Data compliance in the context of GDPR or in the context of your local jurisdiction. In Nigeria, for example, they have the national data protection requirement or regulation. So in your various jurisdiction, you put in terms of your data compliance from a rating of 0 to 100, how good or how strong is your rating. If you have put in all the required system, that means you should be closer to 100. If you haven't done that, you will be closer to 0 or midpoint. So put the right rating for your business information. Where you don't have this information, you can just put 0. Then if you click submission, what the predictive system now do is to predict your risks, using a machine learning techniques. So you can see based on what I've inputted, it's telling me that my company rate score is low. That means it's good. So can we see the report? Yes, based on everything I've put, this is the report. I can download the report. That is good. And the model can also tell you as well to sort of, tick a consent box. Let me go back to the model. This is because I've used it already. It's trying to use the information I've put before. Now, let's assume these are all the inputs I've populated before now. So if I click submit, it uses machine learning model to predict my risk. Can I see? If I want to then download a customized report, I have to click the consent box because it's very important for data privacy. Then you enter your email address and then sign up to generate. The reason why the model requests for your email is just to be able to for you to download your report. I'll put ABC Limited. That's my company. My email will be abc@gmail.com. Then I can sign up to download the report. Yeah, this is the report. It's a 4 page or 5 page report. It's still downloading. Yeah, so this is the report. You have an executive summary. It tells you your industry, the context of your industry. It tells you the methodology that has been used in terms of how your risk rating was calculated into low, medium, or high. um, the likelihood, the impact. Then, it compares what you've populated against industry benchmark of company or your peers in the same industry as you, whether you are doing well or not. Then it interprets your score, for each of the information, the top five information you've populated to do that risk prediction. And he explain everything to you. You categorize your risks into financial, like as I've explained earlier, your team and operation, compliance. You compare it to industry benchmark, and that's it. So this is the beauty of an AI risk intelligent, like the one I've built, and it's just to help organization understand their risk profile, which is very, very important, the likelihood and the impact of such risks. It is not it's not a crystal ball. It's much more better. It's a data intelligent tools that help businesses make informed and proactive decision around their risks, because risk awareness is very, very important. And yes, key takeaways from this episode. The first one is investment readiness is not a feeling, right? It's a data driven process, right? That needs to be informed by the data of your organization. In the current global market space, right? Intelligent beats instinct. And a lot of investors make investment decisions based on data, based on fact, based on evidence. So organization, business founder are encouraged to embrace that data intelligence as much as possible. Use it to your advantage. Use it to capture value within your organization. To wrap up today's episode, if you are a business or startup founder, a finance professional trying to help your organization innovate growth or to understand the risks associated with your business, I will invite you to use this predictive app, explore it, use it to your advantage to understand your risks, and that can help you prepare um, for your next round of funding as much as possible. That is all about today's episode. I will encourage you to keep staying smart, data driven, and keep innovating your growth as much as possible. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this episode. See you in the next one. Bye bye.